Well, folks, it would seem that there's more bad news coming for Hasbro, in particular from our good friends over at Netflix, because as it turns out, the upcoming Power Rangers series is looking to be on hold for some time, as it appears it's actually getting canceled due to things just falling apart on it, and it's not looking too hot. In fact we've got a little news article, little story coming out of Screen Rant. Because yes, Power Rangers is supposedly, according to some rumors, canceled at Netflix because things are just not panning out. And you would think that maybe we should stay a little more faithful to the source material, but that's not the case. Let me zoom in. The show's reboots has been reportedly canceled. While the project may find a new home on a new format, this confirms my worst fears about the future of the series. And that's sort of the problem. Is there's a problem there of ultimately it just has not panned out for some time. They've been more and more steadily trying to escape the original plans. As the article goes into it, they want to try to find a new creative partner to kind of come in and help manage Power Rangers. But but that I can only assume is because Hasbro doesn't have the funds to be able to afford it, to be able to afford bankrolling an entire season of the show. You know, the fact is, on their financial reports, they keep bragging about the sales of Baldur's Gate 3, a now 10-month-old game. Like, guys, yeah, it was a smash hit, but Hasbro really can't doesn't have anything to stand on with this. And then, of course, you have our good friends over at Disney, which have done nothing but deliver stinker after stinker to the big screen and small screen with their films. I mean, who knew that nobody wanted an Eternals action figure or the Marvels? It's They are not doing Hasbro any favors because no one wants to buy these things, and as it turns out, you can't sell something people just don't want. See, it's been around since '93, which was the be all end all series that ultimately is what they keep stemming back to, and that's always been one of my frustrations with the series overall, because there is so much more to go. There's always another season that you can adapt from the Super Sentai that they've been steadily wanting to get away from. It seems as though they're frankly embarrassed by the original source material, and as it is, they want to keep trying this over and over again. I mean, we got a reboot. We got that movie 7 years ago that just utterly failed. The toys did not sell at all, and it was a complete loss for Hasbro. It's been rather difficult. Uh, the new format of the audience is very difficult, as proven by the 2017 Power Rangers movie. While the film received good reviews and pleased longtime fans and all new audiences alike, its poor performance at the box office is ultimately the thing that killed any potential of it going forward. And again, that and toy sales, people did not go out and support this like they would have for any other property out there. It's especially back in 2017 when you had the likes of the Marvel stuff going on. Like when you get to 2019, you have Disney pulling out multiple billion dollar movies, and it just is not it's not working out. Yeah, and as it goes on, like they've had a nice steady release schedule with this, but they just want to they want to get past all that and change up what has been a successful formula. They want to cancel reworks, a new interconnected Power Rangers universe that would consist of movies and shows overseen by Jonathan Entwistle was announced in 2020, but not much else has been revealed about it ever since. With Entwistle now directing the new Karate Kid movie for Sony Pictures, it remains to be seen whether he will still be attached to the Power Rangers reinvention. Oh, that's which is gonna be a tough thing to say. If I mean, potentially, with all the Cobra Kai success out there, the reboot and return of Karate Kid was inevitable. And given that, like, I could easily see him being, tied to that for probably a couple of years, especially if the first one does well, they might want to do a second one. So it's really not looking good for Power Rangers at all. on the reboot front. Then of course we have them trying to get away from the Sentai, which is just the dumbest thing they could be doing with this franchise. Like, I'm sorry, but this has been a formula that's worked for years and years. They want to get away from that so they can go try to do more serious storytelling, but that didn't stop them before. Like, Power Rangers Time Force was a fantastic series that was a much more dark and mature story that they just do not want to do anymore, I guess. And you know what? If this is the way they're going to be, then I've got no problem, staying where I'm at. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go back and keep watching the Power Rangers. Not when they seem to hate the source material. As it's the thing is, it's given this, it's given an identity. There's been a formula that works, and Hasbro just wants a larger cut of the money. They don't want to have to, I guess, pay out royalties. They don't have to pay to help co-fund a Super Sentai series for Japan that they may not necessarily be getting a direct benefit from. I mean, aside from all the soup footage that they were happy to take for years and years, it's it's all about them trying to change it for the fabled modern audience that just frankly seems like it's not there. And ultimately it's for the worse. So I suppose what they'll probably wind up doing is they're probably going to try to reboot. Well, that's what this was going to be. They want to reboot and try to basically go back to the original Mighty Morphin era, which is the last thing I want to see. And I think people just want to see more adaptations of the Sentai footage. And that's where I've jumped. I'm now mainlining the Sentai. I jumped over with Dawn Brothers, which was a ton of fun. You've got King Osier was a great fantasy thing they had going on with but Insect Kings. That was great. And right now King Boon Boonger is rocking and rolling. And plus, you have all that Sentai made far more accessible. Tokushoutsu is over on YouTube, just playing entire marathons of this stuff. They've gone and put the Sentai footage onto the single largest streaming platform on the planet. So if they don't want to give the people the Power Rangers they want, they're going to go elsewhere. And yeah, I don't see where they're going to go from here. I guess it's for the time being, it's kind of dead in the water, and we'll have to see what's going on with it. But I don't know. That seems to be my thoughts on it. Uh, yeah, no, things are not looking good for Power Rangers. The comics are even looking to reboot, and yeah, we'll have to see what happens going forward. I don't have a ton of faith in Hasbro to do much of anything good right now because they certainly don't seem to know what they're doing with any of their products. And and I guess until they can finally get their act together, they're just gonna have to continue to suffer. But that said, let me know what you guys think. Hit me down in the description. Hit me on social media. I'm gonna try to do some more videos like this going forward. We'll see what happens. So catch you later, guys. Peace.